Morning, everybody. Happy Memorial Day to all out there. With the market being closed today, gives me an opportunity to step out from doing OTC charts and some small cap stocks, and I start looking at some bigger pictures as well. So I call this the week ahead. I give you a rundown of some stocks that look good heading into the upcoming week. So let's just dive into it. For all who haven't seen my videos yet, I use the yearly chart and reference. The 20, the 50, and the 200-day moving averages. I reference, I keep it simple, very basic, and it's easy for, especially newcomers to follow along. So let's just dive into it, okay? MNTS, $7.38 a share. It's held the 20-day moving average like a champ. That means it's been trading right above it and using it as support. It tested recent highs up around the 850 mark. If the buying volume can continue here and pick up a tad, you could see a run up into the, $10, $12 range, I think. I think the 200-day moving average is up around 1253 or so. It would be nice to test that near term. Not saying it will, obviously, but the chart looks great right now, and with some momentum, and like I said, a little bit of buying volume steps in, you might be able to reach that. So. The next one is CLSK, $15.97 a share. It's been a nice steady climb up from the 950 range. Been riding the 20-day moving average as well, using it as support. And it's now doing a strong push off of it. It's basically releasing and just, the buying volume picks in and just takes off with it. So, it could clear resistance. You'd shoot for 20 maybe. I mean, that's a reasonable target near term. I don't like to do price, targets per se, but with this kind of momentum, I think that's a realistic goal. Reminder: I'm not a financial advisor, so don't buy shares just because you saw the video or I mentioned it. Do your own due diligence, of course. So it's in my bio everywhere, so just keep that in mind. So on that one, I know the highs are around $23 a share, and with the MACD line flipping positive, that's a very bullish sign, and that's why I think it could get up and at least test the 20 range. BB is another one, 791. It's had a huge run up the charts. It's been an incredible ride, really, from $3.25 onward up to where it's at just under $8 a share. This has been riding the 20-day moving average as well. These are great charts to when you focus on charts and you have them all lined up. You have the 20 on top, the 50 under that, and the 200-day under that. And they're all curling up and it's riding up. You can't get a better chart than that. It's perfection, if you ask me. So, when I see that, you just keep buying into that momentum until the chart tells you different. And so right now, I don't see it, this slowing down at all. Obviously, I think 10 is a realistic goal for this one near term. Any dips gets bought up quick. I could see that on the chart. It's, you watch for a little consolidation at some point. If it starts to peter off, if the volume, starts to slow down some, and you might take a pause and see where support lines up on this. But as of right now, it's a strong, it looks like a strong buy to me. So EIX is the next one, $71.18. Nice steady climb, from the 100. It's been a nice steady climb from the $54 mark. It climbed up to 76, had a pullback, which is healthy. It dropped below the 50-day moving average, so that gives you a reason to take a pause. But on Friday, it had some nice buys come in. It pushed above it. It closed above it, and look for that to act as support. And if so, I think it could push off of it and test those highs again at 76. So holding the 50-day moving average as support line is critical to me at this point. I want to make sure it wasn't just like they call it a head fake per se. So keep an eye on that one. But if the 50 holds, I like it a lot. MARS is another one I like. $41.24 a share. Chart basically hit the ground running and has not let up one bit. It's just been a nice steady shoot up the chart. There's no reason to think it won't continue right now and test the $50 range. It just You know, it's not a huge volume per se, but it's a steady volume. It's actually above, you know, the average is up on the volume. I think it trades a little under 300,000 shares, but nobody's selling this stock. They're just buying up as much as they can. So, like I said, I like this one a lot to test 50 and, you know, take a peek at it and see what you think. The last one for now is KMX, $40.33 a share. 50-day moving average has pinned this one down. These are another chart setup that I like. When a moving average has brought a chart down, it's basically been a ceiling on it. The price can't get above it, and as the the moving average drops, the price drops. Well, what do you think happens when the price pops above that moving average? You know, that's a signal to investors that the selling looks done and it's time to jump on board, and you can have really strong runs from this. So um, the MACD line is also flipped positive. Is probably why it moved above the moving average. Um, Strong buys in this could test the 200-day moving average at 44.50. Um, as long as it holds the 50-day, yeah, so as support now that it's moved above it, um, I think it's definitely one to watch. So I'll wrap it up for now. I'll probably do a few more videos. I like to keep them about 6 to a video. That way the videos don't go too long and people get bored with them. I appreciate everybody watching. Check out some of the other videos. I'm starting a few new segments. Basically, I try to do a wrap up on maybe a Saturday morning on how the charts look for the past week that I had highlighted. Maybe on Sundays I might do a look ahead like we're doing now, even though it's Monday, market's closed and I'm off work, so it gives me a chance to look at some more charts and expand a little bit. And but if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Appreciate you watching the video. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and have a great day, everyone.